Hello, and welcome to SEO Talk episode 106. We are back again with an interesting topic. So, we are kind of confused. Our traditional fundamental SEO always relied on keyword research, but now we have to kind of go to the next stage, level up our game, and not kind of obsess with keywords, and at the same time, we need to understand how do we approach our SEO strategy in a topic first SEO world. So, without any further ado, we'll get started with today's session. So, I'll ask the very first question is we'll start with the basics and we'll set up the tone, and then we'll go level one deep, level two deep into these questions. So, the very first question is what is topic first SEO and how does it differ from traditional keyword first strategy? Anyone on the stage, or Kamlesh or Mudit, if you want to answer? Pritesh, Dipali. Okay.
Hey, yeah. So sometimes what I feel is, not all keywords are able to uh, actually tell us the exact intent. So if we go by just the following the keywords route, we may be unable to actually focus on real users' queries, which is why I feel that when you are conversing with the real people, when you are researching about people on Quora, on Reddit, where actual people hang out, rather than just relying on the keyword tools, I think that's where you find where the real problems, and then you're able to address it with your solution or your product.
Perfect. That's a spot on answer, Pritesh. I totally agree and align to what you mentioned. So, if you guys remember, until 2015-16, what we used to do, we used to just kind of optimize keywords everywhere. We would do keyword spamming into our SEO meta titles and the H1s and the everyone. Okay. Eventually, we matured in 2018, 19, 20, just pre COVID era. We knew that we can use some synonyms of the keywords. We can fit in the keyword in a sentence. We don't need to exactly like force fit the keywords. So we were evolving in a way while we were optimizing the content. So we are not just force fitting two, three, four word keywords, but eventually we got to know that hey, if we have the keyword in that particular sentence, it's going to rank, it's going to help. Similarly, while we are doing a research, what needs to be optimized, what needs to be published on our website, it's very important to take topic first approach. So we can get started with broad subjects that the audience is interested into, and then branch it into related subtopics, not individual keywords but related subtopics. Now I'll want to give mentions to a couple of tools. Keywords people use is one tool, and alsoask.com is another tool. Both of these are free tools. 10 credits a day, it's free. You use those keywords, you use those tools, and you find out a lot of related subtopics. Okay. And at the same time, if I share an example, if you want to target a keyword like best protein powder, so what we do is we take an approach where we create a full topic around fitness, nutrition. uh, what should be the timing of like when do you take protein, what are the vegan options, what are the myths around it. So we try to cover all the subtopics around it. So yeah, that's how but if you have Dipali or Kamlesh or Mudit, if you have any thoughts, please do share. Okay. Why has the shift toward topic first SEO gained momentum recently? Very interesting question actually. हाल फिलहाल में लाइक पिछले 3 4 6 महीने से 2025 में ही हमने ये डिस्कशन बहुत ज़्यादा फ्रीक्वेंटली शुरू किया है कि क्यों टॉपिक फर्स्ट एसईओ अप्रोच होना चाहिए रादर देन कीवर्ड रिसर्च। आप लोगों को क्या लगता है क्या रीज़न है इसके पीछे? व्हाट कुड बी द रीज़न? यस दीपाली।
First reason could be ever evolving search. Search is evolving, AI is evolving. So it's a right time or a right approach to move from traditional keyword based SEO to topical authority kind of content. This is what comes in my mind.
Yeah, exactly. That's the exact reason why we are kind of pivoting towards topic first approach.
Same thoughts. I think with AI, everyone is already in the mass production game of content.
Exactly, that's true. And if we take an approach and if we think about it, and welcome to SEO. So because of the SERP changes, because of Google's focus has changed and uh, the helpful content update in September 2023, and because of involvement of search generative experience showing up on SERP and then now Google AI overview and then we now have AI mode as well. So it focuses a lot on context. So the search has moved from lexical, which was just keyword based, to semantics, which requires a lot of context, depth, entity understanding compared to isolated keywords. Okay. So I would say the modern day keywords are entities. Not exactly, but somewhat relatable. And if you want to understand in very simple language, like it's how Spotify recommends playlists based on our taste, like not just one song. So that's how we can understand it. And if I were to share an example here, uh, we all have come across this particular website, NerdWallet, NERD, and NerdWallet ranks for a lot of queries, phrases, and it covers everything around um, credit scores, mortgages, and it covers all the topics and subtopics across the length and breadth of those parent topics, whether it's credit score or mortgages. And it is not chasing on high volume keywords and blogs. Like it has pivoted into this topic first strategy already. What do you guys think?
Part, could you please repeat what you said last? I could not catch it.
Sure. So there's this website called NerdWallet, and if we are searching for anything in the US SERP, like when we have the VPN on or like US majorly, this website comes up for a lot of topics around credit score and mortgages. So NerdWallet has covered all the topics and subtopics around it rather than just focusing on keywords. So it's naturally ranking for keywords for sure, but they've covered all the topics and subtopics around these finance related topics like credit score and mortgages. So that's how they have taken topic first strategy approach. I hope.
Indeed, indeed is a good approach. But the question, um, I don't find. So, are they getting any relevant traffic? And do you see like their authority has increased because of topical first and subtopical first approach? What do you think, Parth?
Yeah, yeah, they have. So topic topic if we take topic first SEO strategy, what happens is, like, if you try to cover all the topics and subtopics around a particular niche, eventually you are making sure that you are covering all the whole keyword universe around that particular parent topic. So it's kind of, keywords would be a subset of a topic first approach. So that's always going to help. And in a natural way, contextually, you will have a better internal linking structure. You will have a lot of related content, and you can make sure the audience finds almost all the answers, and they will rely on a particular brand, that hey, if I want to search anything around mortgages, it's going to be NerdWallet. So that helps on a longer run. Okay, should we move to the next one? So great start to our session tonight, and we will move to the next one. So what is the process of identifying the right topics to go after for a website or a brand? So because now we want to venture into topic first SEO approach, how do we identify those topics? Okay, I'll share my thoughts. Yeah, Dipali, please go ahead.
Probably based on your business goal and what you are specialized in. So that question comes first, and then you venture out. Okay, these are the topics that I would like to cover, no, or I want to build authority. Let's say, for example, protein powder. So I'm a vegan, so probably I would want to, like review all the vegan protein powder and how does it impact. So I could, cover all the subtopics related to it.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, totally agree. So to add to what Dipali just mentioned, what does the business do? And identifying the audience, the pain points of the audience, and identifying topics across different funnel for our audience's pain points. Uh, Not just what the audience searches, but what are the other problems they might want to solve, which they might not be aware about, but uh, you do your due diligence by finding it through a lot of communities, underrated communities out there, or maybe social media platforms, doing customer interviews, and taking help from tools like Also Asked and keywords people use. At the same time, I want to give a credible mention to the tool launched by Rand Fishkin a couple of years ago, SparkToro. SparkToro helps to understand uh, where is your audience active, where is your audience asking questions, and we get all the details. Uh, where is the audience engaging on which tools, which platforms? We get a lot of in-depth insights from this particular tool called SparkToro. So very helpful. Yeah, yeah, Pritesh.
Yeah, so just wanted to add to the point where you asked how do you research about the topics and understand what people are actually wanting for and what other topics we could play around with, write content on. We do this by in collaboration with our sales team. So essentially, when they are in touch with customers, when they are day in and day out talking with prospects, we kind of make a list out of it, of all the questions that they have. So it gets us more of bottom funnel and middle funnel kind of questions. It's not the top level questions that they generally ask, right? So we get a lot of insights from there, wherein we try to make bottom funnel content. So yeah, that process seems to be helpful for us.
Wow, thanks for sharing it across, Pritesh. Um, cool. We'll move forward to the next one. And
So for this, I'm using first priority is Reddit, and second for my competitors' reviews, and based on that, what are the consumers' pain points, and based on that, I'm trying to get the topic idea throughout the ChatGPT, and sometimes it help me to write about that topic. So this is what I'm looking for, new topics. Yeah.
yeah, that's a great way. Like you have got your own process into it. Reddit, identifying from competitor reviews, which is a great way to uh, scrape through the ideas. Thanks for sharing, Kamlesh. Okay, we'll move to the next one. What is the role of topic clusters and internal linking in this particular topic first SEO approach?
I want to add one thing that right now it is very difficult for topic cluster. This is for me because recently I got to know about that Movera new article. I think it's a research paper by Google. So they were talking about that different type of vectors for a single query, so that it can generate throughout the vectors and identify the actual query of the user throughout the one single query. So in that particular note, that I guess, let's say if there are three kind of person, that one is doctor, one is uh, health, and one is farmer, and based on the queries, they will identify who's the uh, like a what is the actual query means. So this is something I got, but I'm little bit nervous on this, so that's why. Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Good one, Kamlesh. Hey, Hiral. Welcome to SEO Talk. Isha. Isha and Hiral just joined in for tonight's session. So we are almost kind of halfway through it. And I'll repeat the question that we are discussing at this point in time. What role do topic clusters and internal linking play in this particular topic first SEO world? So, yeah, if you guys want to hop on the stage. Okay. So, my take on this particular thing is so how we were kind of creating clusters for keywords in a similar way. If we cluster a couple of dozens of subtopics into one main theme, and then we can kind of internal link through each of those subtopics to make sure those are relevant and are under the same umbrella of the main parent topic, and which clearly gives a signal to Google that this particular brand and the particular this particular author is an expert on this particular main topic. So it is very important to give that clear signal. And if we take example of a very popular brand, HubSpot. um, HubSpot has a pillar page around content marketing, and it has more than 20 subtopics. So those are internally linked, and we all know HubSpot is one of the pioneers in content marketing related topics. We all have been referring to its content. So, yep. Okay, before we move forward to the next question, do we have any questions or any thoughts around this topic?
Partha, I have one question. Once you selected the topic, then based on the cluster, in this regard, what if the like sub-pillar pages has very less search volume? So should I create pages on that particular category or not? And, I mean to say that, what are your approach on this?
If the search volume is lower means like it's in like two digits, like 70, 80, then also I highly recommend that we should cover that particular subtopic. The criteria to choose a particular subtopic should not be totally dependent on search volume, because if you want to make sure that you are publishing 30 subtopics around a particular main topic, and if 25 of them, which is kind of 80%, okay, so 25 of them have decent volume and decent search demand, but if 3, 4, 5 subtopics doesn't have that much demand, but at the same time you look at the overall CTR to it, or overall, like, one is the overall search demand. So for example, if there's a search demand of 10,000 and only 2,000 people click through it, so kind of 20% CTR. But when there is low search demand, probably just 500 people searching through it, there could be chances that 150, 200 people might click, so, or might want to read that content. So it's not always that high search demand, because at this point in time, we are not optimizing for traffic. Our KPIs have changed in the zero click world. It's impressions, it's how our brand is being cited in on LLMs like ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, Gemini, so on and so forth. So it is important for us to show our brand as a pioneer in that particular topic, where we are covering all the subtopics, and we show that level of EAT, that we have a specialist who has XYZ years of experience with these many accreditations, and he or she has kind of approved and reviewed that content. So that is very important. So uh, let us not compromise our 80% subtopics in order to like skip a low search demand subtopics. So it should be a kind of holistic approach overall. I hope that helps. This question is specifically for enterprise or larger websites. Can topic first SEO scale well for larger websites or programmatic SEO approach overall? What do you guys think? Interesting question, and it has two kind of sub questions into it. Is topic first approach scalable for larger websites or websites who are solely focusing on programmatic SEO approach? Yes, Deepali.
It definitely is scalable. Topical first and the programmatic is definitely scalable, but I'm not sure how. Probably if you have a big content team, and definitely, and if you have a template that this is the topic, these are the subtopics, and we should do this, that, then probably it's really scalable. Like back in the day when we used to have a like a website solely for keyword based websites, if you remember. I think
Yeah,
if that is scalable, then this is also scalable. It shouldn't be a problem.
Yep, totally agree. Okay, we have Pritesh. Pritesh, you want to share anything? Um, okay, Isha is on the stage. Isha, do you want to share anything or add thoughts to the ongoing conversation? Please feel free.
Hey, hi, Pat. Okay, so uh, okay, if I have to I'm just talking from a couple of my current projects scenarios. If we are right now talking about whether this topic cluster is scalable for the enterprise level SEO or not, uh, I would. I mean, in my case, I have seen it's maybe the organization where I'm working right now is more from e-commerce space. So there I've personally not seen too great in terms of uh, see. It's very tricky how. So there are too many things. It's not just about topic clustering. It is also about how you have structured that content and where are you placing that content and how are you interlinking. It should not be that everything is under blog and then you're just interlinking the blogs to the main pages and then you're expecting, okay, this is working. So there are, I feel the question still is very incomplete because there has to be multiple elements added to it to get the right answer out of it.
Okay, sure.
Because I'll give you an example of one of our client where we are, so their content is majorly from internal linking perspective because content is not giving them that traffic in terms of what exactly their other bread and butter pages are really driving traffic and conversion. Because nowadays, see, SEO, in this whole AI world right now, we are moving from too much of content to ROI based approach. So there we need to think through what we are really creating, even if the contents like if the topics are planned, where exactly those topics are being placed, how are we planning them, what is going to be the what exactly is going to be a return for them also, because again writing a content again has a amount added to it, so it has to be thoughtfully planned.
Yep, totally agreed. Okay, so my take on this thing. So first, I'll start from an example which I can kind of recall. If we take example of Zapier, so Zapier's blog uses programmatic content approach, and it clusters its topics of those programmatic pages in a way. And if we look at it, there's a smart way of clustering it, and it mentions like it has automations by tool type. So Slack automation, this automation, that automation. So Zapier has that approach, and it chooses all the topics where it's a combination of automation by tool type, and it's a programmatic approach, and it has scaled. So Zapier has a blueprint or a playbook which is very good, which works.
Is it
And
still, sorry, Parth, just to interrupt you, can you just also give some highlight on whether it is still working? Because it was working, if I really have to talk till Feb 2025, is it still working? That's the whole question.
yeah, as far as I remember, I had a look at their website a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, it's still working. But yeah, if anyone has latest data and they can chime in and confirm. Cool. Got it. Okay. So that's one approach, and so Again, whether it's topic first SEO or a programmatic SEO approach, but if you're moving away from pure keyword research lens of world, we just need to make sure that the programmatic SEO page or any pages that we want to scale for a larger scheme of things, we need to make sure that it has that value addition, it has those content formats that the user is looking for, and then only it makes sense to scale. Otherwise it's going to be index bloat. Okay. Moving forward to the next one. How do we measure success when we prioritize topics or keywords? Oh, this is an interesting question.
So, I mean, more than interesting, I feel it is a, and this at this point of time, it is a very tricky question, and it's more funny also at this right now the right now the space of SEO where we are, because so if you so I would say prioritization is completely depends on for whom you are working, and what exactly is your hold is. If you are an SEO professional who have complete freedom and complete independence, then of course the person will think through topic, customers pain points and other perspective. But unfortunately, if you are someone, maybe a manager, or a person who is actually reporting to the senior management, or those marketing heads who till date rely on keyword, then you have to create a balance of it.
Got you. Yeah, that's a good one. Anyone on the panel who wants to share? Kamlesh, Dipali.
So I have one question for you that if we are focused on topic first SEO, then
Mm-hmm.
should we invest on like a also ask.com kind of tool and answer the public tool? Because as we know that SEO is moving and it is like a more on LLM. So my question is like, should we those also ask a tool and answer the public tool? Should we go through with the my topic with those tools and based on the topics, should I continue with the new pages and analyze them and then write the content on those particular topics?
Good question. So we have a lot of tools and integrations available using AI, and we don't need to be dependent on whether it's SEMrush, Ahrefs, also ask, or the tool that you answer the public. So we have got APIs, and we can connect it through uh, Claude MCP or Gumloop, and so there is a database where there's a whole data source, whether it's Clickstream or Datos, used by Ahrefs or SEMrush. We can directly connect through it, and we can get the data like 10x cheaper than affordable than what we get, because Answer the Public has built that UI, and they have a subscription model. They have payment gateways and stuff like that. So they obviously they need to have a model. They need to have their margins and stuff like that. So there's a way around. It's not necessary to buy subscriptions. You can also use free credits, and yeah, that's a way to go around.
So based on that, so then one more question. So still we chasing long tail keywords for that before identifying the I mean to say uh, topic first keyword.
Yeah, long tail is always preferable. So for topics, how we can, so for keywords, what we used to do, we used to check for the rankings and the clicks. But when it is like topic first approach, what I can think of is we can track performance by theme. So a particular main topic with a bunch of subtopics like 10, 20, 30 subtopics. Okay. So for the main topic, what we can do, we can check the number of impressions, clicks, and overall engagement. Why I'm saying impressions first, then clicks, because we are moving towards zero click world. So impressions matter more than ever. And the other engagement metrics, whether you are tracking it through other custom events through GTM or Microsoft Clarity or any other engagement measuring tools. Okay. And track it across the whole main topic and not just individual pages. When we are doing keyword level, we were tracking individual page level, but now we can go theme wise, which includes a bunch of subtopics, maybe 20, 30. So those subtopics would be individual pages. And then we look at it as a mini keyword universe or mini topic universe and look for improvements in ranking those subtopics, or how do we make sure that that particular subtopic is getting more engagement or more visibility. Okay. And if we look at things like if I want to give an example here, so uh, rather than tracking one particular keyword, for example maybe content calendar tool, uh, we can track all calendar related terms, whether it's templates, strategy, tools, examples. So that's the way to go about it, comparing to the old keyword world. So we can take a similar approach in the topic first. Does that make sense? Okay, cool.
Yeah, thanks for this.
Awesome. Okay. Okay. So next one is my favorite question, which I wanted to ask since I started the session like 45 minutes ago. What are some mistakes people make when trying to implement topic first SEO? What are some common mistakes?
I think for me, one mistake which I am constantly seeing people doing is not differentiating between keywords and topics. A lot of times you create topics having keyword in mind and not having the problem statement in mind. So that's one very common mistake which people does. Second is when you are creating clustering, that has to like, so that really has to have multiple layer of categorization that cannot be just defined by one single uh, like a primary category or secondary category you created, and then you thought that okay, like that's how my topics will be clustered. Instead of that, you need to really you need to basically create that hierarchy, that okay, if someone is asking this, then next these three things will can be asked, and then after these three things, then these five things can be asked. My first topic, how much that will create, second topic, how much that will create. So even when you are creating a topic idea, the content also has to be thought through, that what really will go into the content. So that's one bigger mistake, because people just think of ideas, they doesn't think of a small brief about what exactly the content is. So, like these are some which just like randomly right now immediately just coming into my mind. Of course there will be few more I'll add later.
No, that's a good one. Thinking from content writing execution standpoint, yeah, these are very common mistakes between SEOs and content writers when the coordination of execution takes place. We have Anirudh and his handle name Flow Expert. If you guys want to chime in the meantime, I'll share my thoughts. Um, while implementing topic first SEO strategy, Couple of common mistakes that I keep on observing is ignoring user intent variation. So uh, it's very, very important. And if there are topics that, so for example, if you publish uh, 24 topics for a particular main theme, and then eventually 3 months down the line, we identify one more customer pain point, and when we add that 25th topic, while we're publishing a new one, we always do very good things, shiny internal links and everything. But what we forget is we have published relevant content 2 months ago as well. So from those 24 content pieces, which are the most relevant one, and we should link from old articles to the new one as well. That's a very underrated uh, thing that we miss out. And so yeah, internal linking both ways, from new one to the old ones and old to the new ones. And the user intent is also very, very important. So these are the two things that I've been observing. Kamlesh or Anirudh or anyone, Dipali, anyone else, if you want to add anything.
Yeah, I think this is a good question. I think the topic also very important because let assume that I have a topic about yoga, and if I will not narrow the subtopic of that particular theme, then it is very difficult to get the SEO value from the topic because uh, like if I'm not talking about hot yoga and different types of yoga and for the main topic, then it is difficult for understandable for the respect of the people and crawler that we are just talking about only one product. So I think we should focus on narrow down the each topic.
That's such an important point you put across, Kamlesh. Awesome. Yes, Dipali.
So I have a question. So how do you define topics? So based on tofu, mofu, bofu, and based on your customer's pain point, and then subtopics. Mm.
Oh, that's a good one. I think so. I would always recommend starting the other way around, which could be a contrarian opinion. You should have the bottom of the funnel pages first to make sure, like, even if you're creating, publishing a lot of awareness, consideration stage content, if you don't have those final decision making content pieces, your bottom of the funnel, your comparison pages, your alternative tools pages, you're missing out on very high converting pages. So that's my philosophy. And early on, when you're investing, you want to start slow and then eventually you scale. So when you're starting slow, uh, even if you're publishing 20 content pieces or 50 content pieces, you are looking for those early conversions to survive. So I totally would recommend first finding out topics in the Bufu, Mofu, and Tofu. While finding topics for each of these uh, funnel stages, um, we want to make sure how do we want to do the internal linking, how do we kind of engage the readers or website visitors into that particular funnel, and how do we track that, hey, the users are reading these 2 to 3 awareness content pieces, and then the same user is again coming back to the website. So we have to do a lot of juggling with attribution and tracking to understand the journey. And yeah, we have to take help from Google Analytics 4 for sure. Multi-channel flow, uh, understanding how user is interacting with that. Even session replays from I forgot the name of the tool. There's MS Clarity for sure, and there's this one more story something. So yeah, we need those tools to understand how the user is uh, engaging or interacting with the website's content at different funnels. Okay, I hope that helps. Moving forward to the next one. How does topic first SEO align with the concept of topical authority? I think so. It's pretty straightforward. Like, if you want to build topical authority, it's all about covering all angles and depth and trust and consistency for that particular topic. And yeah, that's pretty straightforward. We'll move to the next one. How does the topic first model adapt to AI generated answers, overviews, and the CRP volatility?
I mean, I would say again, this is also straightforward because when we are creating these topics, one of nowadays, at least nowadays, one of our thought process is very clear to get them in AI overview as well. Like it's a part of getting your topics because if so, it's again interrelated to your last question that if you have better topical authority, you will be present in the AI overview. So it helps there.
Yep. So to have topic first approach and to rank in SERP for AI answers or AI overviews, we so far what we have seen from a bunch of research and study by popular tools like SEMrush, Ahrefs, is that AI systems reward brands um, that have clear authoritative content. Okay, and if they've built uh, topical hubs like the hub and spoke model, like the main theme and the subtopics around it, they are more likely to get cited or featured. Obviously, there are other factors like citations from digital PR, the kind of distribution or segregation of the search demand of that particular brand's brand name. So brand search volume is also a major factor. So if we were to take an example, Mayo Clinic will quite often show up in SERP because their content is structured, it's reliable, and it follows all the EAT, the HCU guidelines, and it's topically rich. Mayo Clinic covers all the subtopics around a lot of health related stuff. So yep, this is what I think. Yeah, Isha.
Uh, okay, Parth, not exactly on this particular topic, but something just came into my mind while we were discussing with one of our
Yeah,
client
sure, sure. Thank you.
regarding this whole topical authority thing. So there are two things when we are thinking about of our topic. One is, see, like, okay, having the user content context is right thing, but apart from that, which part of your website, like what is that? So I'll give you an example. What we discussed was cult. So for example, cult, when they were into so when they wanted to promote hugely, what they did was in terms of topic authority, they basically created specific categories. Like they were not directly targeting gyms and or other people. So for example, they wanted to target nutritional influencers in a particular subcategory, And on that
Mhm.
particular topic, first they identify that which are their current set of pages, which are their service pages, which are their current bread and butter pages, which they want to promote using these topics, because the topics is basically more from awareness perspective, but the end objective was conversion. So when you like when you go to a lot of those, so it's again, of course, like brand recollect is one part of it, but apart from brand recollect, objective is to have that clickbait as well, so that I mean the brand has also been created and the clickbait also happens. So create, so basically so there are two things here. One is identifying your not exactly direct customer, but identifying the category which you want to really write about. It should not be like directly. So like for example, if I'm just selling shoes, it should not be just I'm talking about shoes. I have to identify a specific subtopic, a informative one which really we want to talk about, and then think of specific subtopics around it. So creating the whole topical around authority around that. And and again in that also, most important thing is identify your customer. Who are your
Mhm.
customers? Because you cannot make a generic content for everybody. You have to be very specific in what, for whom you are making, and accordingly your topic cluster has to be defined. If it is for this type of people, then this cluster will work. If this is for this people, this is the content which is going to work for me, and accordingly it has to plan out. But
Okay.
one important thing is you also have to ensure that when you're creating this whole topic idea approach, you need to be sure of which of your main bread and butter pages you really want them to rank or have the visibility. I mean, if it's a e-commerce, then which are the product pages? If it is a service line, which are your main service pages which you want to promote? And then think of these topic ideas.
Yep. Yep. Uh,
So,
so
so I want to
you
add one thing. Okay.
okay? Go ahead, Kamlesh. Yeah.
Okay. So, recently I worked with right topic one. Okay. So the topic I'm sharing is it's a refrigerator. So then I'll figure out okay uh, types of refrigerators. Then there are subtopic of the refrigerator like some are French door refrigerator and column door refrigerators. So I put on the same list. Then I narrowed down all the same thing refrigerator and their type. So when I look for French door refrigerators, then I found that okay, there are refrigerators model that people are also looking in the SARP. So basis on this, I have clustered the topic, then their subtopic, then there's micro topic. So this is how I recently got. Okay, we should also focus on like a micro topic as well. This is my experience, but it might be uh, different product to product.
No, that's a good idea. Like you find new subtopics, new opportunities along the way while you're optimizing, while you're doing research for the first phase of topic subtopics that you have published, and while you're measuring, like along the way, you find for sure there are many avenues. Like you already mentioned, like competitor customer reviews. You do JTBD jobs to be done. You do a lot of other activities to understand. So yeah, totally agree. Okay, we are up on the time. I'll just squeeze in the last question. Um, do we see topic first SEO becoming the default strategy in 2025 and beyond? It's a bit controversial one, but yeah, let's. Okay, I'll
Uh,
share my thoughts. Yeah, Isha, go ahead.
no, I was just thinking that is it not already was it not already there in the whole SEO journey? I mean, we
I
don't
think
have to include it separately, but I feel it was always there. It is just that now it has been packaged separate differently.
yeah. So earlier, what we used to do is and still like more than 80% of the agencies and SEO professionals, what they do is they still identify keywords, and after that they find topics. I think so. The approach should be reversed. Identify the themes, identify the topics, and then you probably identify keywords. At least, like if you want to feed those keywords into content systems, or if you want to give it to your human writers or your AI workflows writing content. So at least you want to have variations of those keywords while you're writing content around that topic. So from that perspective, I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Because I mean, with us, like I think we are almost doing from past 1 year. We're using Topic Plus as our approach. For us, keywords come secondary. First is topics,
yeah,
which and that's how we are building up.
exactly. Yeah, I think so. There are very few professionals and agencies doing this stuff, but there's a lot to cover, and especially with this shift in AI search and the AI views showing up. Um, so understanding the theme of the topics is very much important, and covering all those topics. So having said that, it does not mean that keywords does not matter at all, but they are secondary to topical depth. Uh, I would say that, and so there are some of the websites which were hit back in September, October 2023 because of the helpful content update, the SEO update. And these websites have started recovering in last 2 to 3 months, and now they've gone very deep, covering a bunch of subtopics, improving on their EEAT guidelines, and making sure that the content is really, really helpful to the users, and they are not publishing any starkly different or very far away topics like HubSpot, like a brand like HubSpot. They're publishing content around shrug emoji guides and stuff like that. And yeah, so anyone going away from their core offerings is going to get the hit.